Today I'm doing 25 bookish facts about me. The first one is, I hate stickers on books. So even little price tags or the stickers of what awards the book has won, I really just hate it. I hate peeling them off. I hate the residue that they leave on a book. Number 2 is I grew up reading. My mom used to take me to the library about every other week. My favorite books as a kid were the Animorphs series, the Bailey School Kids series, and books by Louis Sikar. Number 4 is I'm constantly struggling whether to buy books or to get everything from the library. I really like the idea of having a visual bookshelf for everyone to see or for myself to see whenever I walk into a room or when people come over. I like the idea of people being able to look through the books that you love or that you own. And I know that there is a way to do that virtually now, and I am on Goodreads, but I don't know, I just like owning books, but it is so much money. Number 5 is I have used a Kindle in my life. I had a Kindle for many years. I used it consistently for about 1 year. So I feel like I do have an idea of which I prefer more, physical books or the Kindle. And I can honestly say I very much prefer a physical book. I like the smell of books. I like the tangible quality of actually turning the page and like the sound of the page turn. I like the ability to write by hand into books. Number 6 is I usually read for about an hour every morning. This is during and after my breakfast. Number 7 is I have trouble focusing if I try to read in bed. Number 8 is that I have no problem loaning out books or even just giving my books away. Just think of them as objects that we should share with one another. At the same time, I feel like one of the most meaningful gifts that I could get from someone is for them to gift me a book that they really love or that they think that I will like. What I don't like is when people see a book that they have not read and don't know anything about, and they think, oh, Kyle might like that book, I'll get it for him. And then they gift it to me, and there's no personal attachment to the book. That's the kind of thing that I don't like. Number 9 is that I'm especially good at recommending books to people. Usually it's with people that I know pretty well, friends of mine. I feel like I have a good enough grasp on their personality. Number 10 is that I hate audiobooks. I find myself not being able to focus or follow the story at all. It's kind of strange because I love listening to podcasts, and I listen to, an hour or 2 of podcasts every day. Number 11 is I prefer paperbacks. Number 12 is that I do use Goodreads, and I try to write a substantial review for every book that I read. Number 13 is I have the personal goal of reading every Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. And not only that, I want to read kind of around the winning books. So for example, John Updike won for the last 2 books in his Rabbit series. And I kind of want to read the first books in that series just to have more context around the 3rd and the 4th book that won the prize. Number 14 is that I always feel guilty when I write into a book. I like the ability to be able to do that, but for some reason I feel guilty. At the same time, when I go back to books that I've written in the past, I see the underlines that I've made and I wonder, how is that meaningful? Or this wasn't profound, like why did I single that out in this book, that line? Number 15 is that most of the books I own I have not read. Number 16, I do not read genre fiction. It's just never appealed to me. Even something like a book by Stephen King, I am reading it thinking that I'm wasting my time. Tying in with that, number 17 is that I do not like YA novels. Number 18 is that I enjoyed all of the books that I had to read in high school, the required reading. I remember we read The Scarlet Letter, and The Great Gatsby, Brave New World. I remember Beowulf, I think. And I really enjoyed all of these, and I even remember the teacher that I had when I read The Scarlet Letter. And I told her after class one day that I enjoyed the novel a lot, and it kind of made her day. Number 19 is that my favorite writers' talks that I've been to have been Margaret Atwood and Jonathan Safran Foer. Number 20, a deceased writer who I would enjoy speaking with now is Philip Roth. Number 21 is that I declared an English writing minor when I was an undergrad. And I found that just through my life, it's really helped with things. It's helped me go back and forth between different genres of writing, and it's helped me to not ever really experience writer's block. Number 22 is, there was a writer who said that if you do not finish a book within 2 weeks, you have not really read it. And I definitely agree with this. I find that if I put a book down for even a day or two, when I pick it back up, it's so hard for me to get into it because I've forgotten a lot of the stuff that I've read. So by the time I finish the book, if I've put it down for a day or two or every other day, there's really just a small percentage of the narrative that I remember. Number 23 is that sometimes when I'm driving, I'm wishing that there were a way I could have a book in my hand reading it. And I guess one could do that. I would never do it because it's dangerous. But like I said, I really don't like audiobooks. And when I'm driving, my mind kind of drifts and it ends up thinking about the books I'm reading. So maybe that's why I kind of wish that I had the book right there to read it more while I drive. Number 24 is that my favorite places to read are my couch, my porch, and my hammock. Number 25 is that I like to finish every book that I start. So this has been my 25 bookish facts. I am planning to do reviews on the following books: The Grapes of Wrath, Interpreter of Maladies, and The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. So be looking forward to those.